Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for America First and our new partnered firm, the Vet Voice, the media wing of our organization. I'm here with my friend Sally Grubbs, who is the Cobb County, Georgia GOP chair. That is the largest GOP in the state of Georgia. Sally's been doing some good work here, and we're going to talk about that. How are you tonight, Sally?
I'm great, Stan. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. When you had your election a couple of years ago, can you just tell our viewers a little bit about who you were, who you supported, and how that election turned out?
So, yeah, I was elected in April 17th of 2021. I, was a member of the Cobb GOP previously, and just did not, was not fully active. But then the election of 2020 happened, and as you know, I saw things during the recount that were not appropriate, not right, and that really got me involved. And then I ran in April of 2021, and I was the only America First candidate for the Cobb GOP chair. So won that in an overwhelming election. And since then, all the other officers who were elected with me, we've worked really hard to promote America First agendas in the Cobb GOP, to put America first. And so far, we've been very, very successful.
So you're a little humble when you say you won with a large majority. You were just how many votes short of a supermajority?
Just one vote short.
Right. So that's pretty much unprecedented landslide here in Georgia. That's how popular Sally was and is, and reflects on the America First movement and President Trump. So clearly, even though during the primary season, you're neutral, but everybody knows you're a Trump supporter.
Absolutely. I mean, people, it's been a real education, Stan, because people say, well, I love Trump's policies and, but maybe his personality. Well, let me tell you that a week after I was elected, I did receive a personal phone call from President Trump. And I wish everyone could experience the kind of guy he is in person like I did. He is the nicest, most caring person. He just really has a great heart. And I wish people could see that. All they see are the clips that are on CNN or, mainstream media. And that they're portraying a character. Who President Trump is from his heart is just a wonderful, caring man. And that's what I see when I see President Trump.
And we get that kind of feedback from people like ourselves who have been blessed to have met with him or spoke to him. Same story all across the country. He's definitely misrepresented in the news. But fast forward here to Georgia. Um, the primary's over, and I'm having a hard time with our base. We have a few 100,000 followers with our veterans organization, and a lot of these people are still fighting uh, our losses. And I don't think this is the time we need to be doing that. We need to unite behind the candidates. And can you tell us a little bit about how you're motivating people in Georgia and what your recommendations are?
Well, my recommendations is that, with President Trump, we had such huge wins. I mean, just ginormous wins. We have more people on the Supreme Court than ever. We have more positions filled by appointees into the judiciary. We had such big wins with President Trump that everyone is expecting to have those same kind of wins, and to take our country back, to truly implement the policies that will have a sustaining and lasting America. We're going to have to take the wins when we can get them. And when we don't have those wins, we just have to keep chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. And my experience as the chair is that, a lot of times you see a position that needs to be filled and there's no one willing to run. And there are people that could step up and run, but they decide not to. Either they're making too much money personally, or, the timing isn't right with their family, or they may have on the local level, which is where we need the most candidates to run, is on the local level when it comes to mayors and city councils and county commissions and school boards. The saying that all politics are local is really, really true. But there are a lot of people that say, if you're a developer, and you really have those Trump characteristics, well, some people say that they don't want to run because they might lose a contract with the county, or it might be a conflict of interest. If they're a person of real moral integrity and character, then they're not going to step up and run because they need to make a living for their family. So there's many aspects that affect who we have to step up and run. And when we do have those candidates, we have to get behind them 1,000%. In Cobb County, we have some awesome legislative candidates, but then they need money to run. And the infrastructure for that money is not necessarily there. Here in Georgia, Stacey Abrams has Fair Fight. They have money, 85 to 89% of their money and funding is coming from out of state because they want to see Georgia flip. And so residents of Georgia have to be the ones to step up for the Republican Party, and for those good conservatives, they have to support them to run.
And just before we wrap up, as you're doing, bringing it home to Georgia, I want to point out that I am personally supporting Governor Kemp for reelection, and also Burt Jones and Herschel Walker and everybody else on our ticket. So can you give us some thoughts to maybe speak to the people on social media, the hundreds of them that want to argue about the primary, then that's long over, and maybe motivate them to get out and vote and not listen to people like Lynn Wood, because Kelly Loeffler or David Perdue would be our senator if those people didn't stay home.
Well, and those are the people, it's real funny. I was watching an interview the other day, and it really stung a lot when someone said that, it was Tim Scott. When I went to the state GOP event, Senator Tim Scott was there, and he said, we can thank the people that did not get out and vote for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler for the situation we have in the Senate right now. And you know what? As much as I hate to admit it, it's true. So let me just say to the people that are ardent Trump supporters, that are ardent America First supporters, there is no one that is more of an America First supporter than I am. But I will tell you that we have to get out and vote straight Republican from the top of the ticket all the way down, because we will have no shot at all. I don't think people realize that Stacey Abrams has over 1,200 appointments in Georgia to make, and she will just hog tie every level of bureaucracy. We have got to support Governor Kemp, and they tend to forget that Governor Kemp did keep us open when we could go to work and make a living for our families. He took a lot of heat for that, and we need to support him. We need to vote for him. And not only that, but we need to get out and encourage others to vote as well. If we do not get out and vote, we will end up with Stacey Abrams. And I hate to tell people, Georgia will never recover from that. And I hear a lot of things from, people about, they'll watch a Warnock commercial and then ask me questions about Herschel. I'm like, you do realize you just heard that on a Warnock commercial? No, get out and vote for Herschel. Herschel is an America First candidate. Herschel is, despite what they say on TV, that is not who he is. Herschel is, again, a wonderful, loving man. He has those traits and characteristics of someone that we need in DC. So people are just going to, they're just going to have to do it, Stan. They have got to vote for our candidates no matter what.
And as you're singling out these attack ads on Herschel, I want to point out that Veterans for America First, President Trump, of course, we've endorsed Herschel, and our national spokesman, Admiral Kubik, personally endorsed him as well after investigating his history of helping veterans. That's all bullshit on TV. Herschel has always supported our veterans. And to bring it home, I'm sorry, I keep bringing it home, I'm keeping you. We had that one hit ad specifically with our county, with Cobb County, where they said he was never a volunteer officer. And what did you find out?
Oh, I happened to be on the phone with Herschel and Julie one evening when Julie was going through some stuff, and she found his ID that he had been issued by Sheriff Neil Warren, where he was an honorary deputy. He has trained with the Cobb Sheriff's Department. Herschel, if there's one trait that is a disadvantage in a political campaign that Herschel possesses, which is not a bad trait, it is a good trait, but it comes across as a bad trait in a political campaign, is that he is a very humble guy. I mean, when you look at the number of bases that he has been to, the number of military folks that have suffered with PTSD, mental issues, and things like that, that he has been in the trenches with those guys to get them help, he deserves support like no other. I mean, I just can't say enough good things about Herschel Walker. But that trait of humility is pervasive with his family. His mother, his brothers and sisters, they are all incredibly talented, very smart, but very humble people. And that's not a bad thing.
And there you have it. Myself and Sally are some of the biggest Trump supporters that I know in this state. And we want you to get out there and vote the ticket and motivate people to vote. Bring your friends, your family, your neighbors. Let's get this done. Sally, thank you for pulling over and going into a clear zone. And I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Dan. See ya.
Bye bye now.
Bye.